Good morning, chemistry students. My name is Mr. Adam. This is chemistry. Today is the 20th of April. It is a Monday, and it is a day 3 in our rotation. So good morning, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope you got a chance to relax a little bit, rest up, and stop thinking about school for a bit. I hope you got a chance to see your loved ones, maybe hang out virtually with some of your friends, and just kind of enjoy the time off. Enjoy the weekend. Weather wasn't excellent, but it seems like it's going to be getting a little bit warmer coming up here, and hopefully we can spend some time going outside and enjoying all the things we can do outside, interacting with nature, even if it's not with our friends and with all the people we like to normally. So hope you enjoyed yourself. For this week's going to look not different from how we've been doing things, but we're going to have our first quiz this week, our first section quiz. And so that means that it's not just going to be lessons that we take and read and take the assignments on, but rather it's going to be a comprehensive quiz of all the lessons we've done so far during our school at home, during our distance learning. So this week, a couple things that we're looking to do. First of all, Tuesday is going to be our review day. And for that, we are going to have a live Kahoot. It's going to be really great. Hoping it goes off without a hitch. We're going to have that at 1:30 p.m. on Tuesday. We're going to do a Google Meet like we've been doing for our class meetings, and we will play Kahoot in there. I'll share my screen, I'll mute everybody, and we'll have our live Kahoot there, and you'll be able to try to do your best on that Kahoot. That'll help you prepare, obviously, for the Unit 2 Section 1 quiz, and I will take note of everybody who is there, and I'll take note of the top 5 and try to think of some sort of reward or prize for getting top 5 in the giant mess of all 4 classes trying to Kahoot at once. So that is not specific to class periods. That is going to be all 4 classes at once taking that Kahoot. This Kahoot on Tuesday at 1:30, it's not mandatory, but it is one of 2 ways that you can earn points for that day. You need to show me that you've reviewed for that quiz in some way. So number 1 is to attend the Kahoot. You'll use your real names for to enter the Kahoot, and then I'll record that as attendance for the day that you reviewed and participated in something. And number 2 would be to take the practice quiz that's online. These are the ones that are always on the chemistry website, and that'll be posted on the Google Classroom. So if you take that, or if you do the Kahoot, you'll get your points for the day. You'll get your pass, your P for the day. If you don't do either of those, you get the F for the day that you didn't participate. So make sure to do one of those 2 things. The easy way is to show up for the Kahoot, do it, have fun, and then be on your merry way. And the other way is to do the practice quiz, and make sure you do that. So make sure you show up for that, or that you submit the practice quiz, and that way I'll know you'll participated. I will know you have participated for the day. And on that note, the Unit 2 Section 1 quiz will be on Wednesday. That will be, as of right now, my chem teachers haven't gotten back to me, but I think, as of right now, that will be open note and open book. Okay? That means that you can use resources. You can use the readings that you've done. You can look at Miss Marning's videos. You could look at the notes, the PowerPoint notes that are online, any notes that you've taken or anything you've written down, any loose structures you've drawn, anything like that, any resources that were provided to you, you may use, okay? So, you can use those resources, but this is not something you should work on with partners, right? This is not something that is a collaborative effort between you and other students. The homeworks and the assignments, perfectly fine for that. But for this one, I want to see what you know, what you have learned. Again, you can use references, you can use notes, you can use the books. There's no reason you shouldn't do well on this. But again, all I'm asking is that you don't communicate with partners. Don't be telling other people answers and what this is and what that is. Actually work on it and figure it out on your own using those notes and using those resources. Okay? All that I am looking for is for you to get a 60% or above on this, and then you get your pass, you get your P, and you're good to go. If you don't get a 60% or above on it, I am going to limit this to 1 response. So I'm not going to let you retake it immediately, but I'll come up with some sort of makeup test if you don't get a 60% or above, so you can retake that. But no real pressure. Just make sure you're doing your best on this, using the resources you have to try to get a 60% or above. Okay, so that's the big agenda for this week, and then on Thursday and Friday we'll start on Lesson 9, and that'll be our Section 2. But for today's lesson, we're still working on this Analyzing Ester Synthesis Lab. And so for that, we were talking about how we started with an alcohol and a carboxylic acid. And those broke down and we lost water, HOH or H2O. And then we took the puzzle pieces of each of that carboxylic acid and the alcohol and slapped them together and made this thing called an ester. So again, if you're struggling on this, if you're struggling to figure out how these pieces fit together, check out Miss Marnick's video. She does an awesome job talking about how those two things break apart and break bonds and fit together. If you're struggling with that, rewatch that video. That is what I encourage you to do, and then you should be able to do the assignment, no problem. It should be fine. So I think that's it for agenda items and the lesson. Talked a lot about the lesson on Friday, so you can rewatch that video if you need to. For the share of the day, what are some new skills or hobbies that you've picked up during the quarantine? So what is something that you have learned to do or gotten better at maybe? Maybe you've had a lot of time to work on your video gaming skills, or maybe you've learned to knit or cross stitch or work on some sort of art project. Maybe you've gotten really good at shooting hoops because you have a basketball hoop outside your house. Or what is a new hobby that you've acquired? Maybe you've found a book that you really love, or a certain topic that you really like learning about or researching. Maybe you found a new Netflix show or a new Hulu show that you really love and are really passionate about. Tell me something that's new that's happened to you during the quarantine. Go ahead and share that with me, because I'm curious what you guys have done over the quarantine and how you've found ways to make it entertaining and fun. All right, so you should be set for this week. Tomorrow we're going to have our Kahoot. It's going to be awesome. Please make sure to show up for that at 1:30. If that time doesn't work for you for some reason, and if it doesn't work for a lot of people, we can potentially change that, but just let me know that. And yeah, keep working hard, stay safe, stay positive, and I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully, for our live Kahoot. I'm looking forward to it. Have a great week, everybody. Let's get a 1, 2, 3. Clap on me.